I got this crazy voice, man, like a shadow in my mind. It's there, always scratching at the back of my head. And it's not just me, we all got it. Most people just shove it down, ignore it, like it'll just go away. But but it doesn't. That voice was there for years, whispering that I could pull off anything, that I could do whatever the hell I wanted if I went after it. I was terrified of the grind. I wasn't born with talent. I wasn't gifted with some magic gene that made me special. Nah, man, I had to grind for it, claw for it. And that scared the hell out to me. I knew the work it was going to take to even stand on the same ground as those other guys, to even get a shot at this. And guess what? I avoided it. That voice haunted me, man. It kept me up at night. But I was still looking for that easy way, that comfort zone everyone talks about. I wanted people to tell me I was good, that I was doing all right. I wanted someone to pat me on the back, tell me everything was going to be fine. And I let that shit keep me small. Keep me in a box, make me nothing. Until one day I looked in the mirror and I made a decision. I became my own worst fucking enemy. I became the hardest, meanest, toughest sob on myself that the world had ever seen. I had to be. In that mirror, I faced the ugly truth. I wasn't blaming my dad anymore or my past or the bullshit life threw at me. It wasn't about that anymore. Yeah, people might have put some of this weight on me, but yeah, it was on me to lift it. I had to own every bit of it. Because here's the thing, man, when you quit, your mind shuts down. Once you say, I'm done, your brain says, okay, we're done. And that's it. But when you're in hell, when every cell in you wants to quit, but you say, no, I'm staying right here, that's when you find out what you're made of. That's when your mind starts working overtime, figuring out ways to survive, to grow, to get stronger. It's not easy, man. You can't reach that next level sitting in a cushy chair, sipping on a glass of cold water, talking about how bad you want to make it. Nah, man. You got to be in the grind, in the suffering. That's when that 40% rule kicks in. It's only when you're in the shit, pushing beyond what you thought you had, refusing to give up, that your brain starts opening up new doors. It adjusts. And what used to feel impossible, yeah, it's your new normal. And yeah, I've been through a lot of pain, seen more than most can imagine. When you're in the thick of it, you forget who the hell you are. You forget what you're capable of. That's why I reach for the cookie jar, man, that mental reminder of everything I've survived. 3 hell weeks, Ranger School, every scar, every nightmare, every battle I fought. I've been broken alone, staring down some of the worst shit life can throw. And I survived. I got to remind myself every damn day just how tough I am. Cause when things get rough, we forget. We let the pain drown out who we really are. You don't get stronger by quitting. You get stronger by standing in the fire and daring it to burn you down. And then you rise. I spent my whole damn life fixing the shit on the surface. If I couldn't read, I taught myself to read. If I couldn't write, I'd get my ass in gear and learn to write. But I was always just fixing the surface level stuff, scratching at the top, thinking that was enough. So when the hard shit showed up, smacking me in the face, I'd be standing there wondering, why the hell am I still broken? I hadn't dug into the darkest, ugliest parts of myself to ask the real questions. What the hell is making you quit? Why the fuck are you so weak? What are you scared of? That's why I kept quitting, kept going back to square one, never knowing how to push through when it got rough. So yeah, when I tell people my story, I'm not giving you some theory from a book. I didn't sit in a classroom taking notes. I threw myself straight into the fire again and again until it damn near burned every weakness out of me. Picture a sword. All right, you put that sword in the flames over and over, and then you beat the hell out of it, each hit making it stronger. That's what I did to myself. I took my weaknesses, my fear, my quit, and I hammered it. I threw myself into the furnace and kept swinging, kept beating that blade. And slowly I felt my mind start to harden. Yeah, I've had my share of running away, dodging reality, but I don't do that anymore. And yeah, I'm here grinding, even if it's on a damn elliptical. I don't give a shit where I am. I'll make it work because running away ain't an option for me anymore. Look, man, I've been through some real dark, shitty places. Most people never knew it. I had to tell the truth eventually, but growing up, I kept everything to myself. My mom got the hell beaten out of her by my dad physically, mentally, and that shit messed me up. I figured it was on me to keep things from her, to keep the peace as best I could. I thought she doesn't need to know my pain. So I buried it all. Hell, I barely knew how to read, had a learning disability, and every damn day felt like another obstacle hitting me in the face. But I swallowed it, kept it all locked up, kept myself shut down so she wouldn't have to carry my load. So I became this guy walking around with two versions of Goggins. There was the hard ass on the outside, acting like nothing could break him. But inside, I was still that scared kid, bruised, broken, needing help. But I wouldn't let anyone see it. I kept it buried because in my mind, weakness wasn't an option. And I sure as hell wasn't going to lay my shit on my mom. Everybody out there thinks I'm Superman. They see me running, doing crazy shit, pushing harder than anyone else, and they think I'm invincible. But here's the hard truth. I wasn't born with this. I had to claw my way out of the pit. And that truth, that ugly ass truth matters. Growing up, I lied my ass off. I felt like a complete misfit, hiding every part of myself I thought society wouldn't accept. So I built this fake persona, this guy I thought the world wanted to see. But here's what came out lies, bullshit, and a whole lot of nothing. I was lazy as hell. I was that guy sitting on his ass, stuffing his face with pizza, hiding from the truth. Then one day I looked at the scale, minus 297 pounds staring back at me. That's where my mind was, in a dark, ugly place. Getting from that to 187 pounds, to running 5 miles, to doing 430 pull-ups that didn't come from some self-help book. It came from putting myself on the damn chopping block, stripping every excuse, every lie down to the bone. And yeah, people see me now and think, oh, he must have always been like this. They don't know. I was just a scared, insecure kid who hid behind a fake tough guy act. The real me, a guy who got the shit kicked out of him by life, who stuttered, who ran away from every challenge in front of him. But that voice, that relentless voice kept telling me, get the fuck up. I didn't want to hear it, but it was there pushing me, forcing me to look in the mirror and own my shit. The truth is, whenever life got hard, I quit. I couldn't read well. I quit. Writing was a struggle. I quit. Every damn time I chose the easy way out. I'd look at the work in front of me and think, nah, this isn't for me. I couldn't go that extra mile because I didn't believe I had it in me. I wasn't after some big victory or a trophy. I just wanted to finish. That was it, just to know I could push through without quitting. And the best moment in my life, it wasn't when I became a SEAL or hit some goal people would be proud of. It was when I was alone grinding, trying to drop over 100 pounds in less than 3 months. It was me against me every day. I'd get up, go to war with myself, and it wasn't about the weight anymore. It was about stepping up to that battle. People think it's all about the achievement, but for me, it was going to war with myself, laying down every excuse, breaking every weakness, and just saying, bring it on. That's the real victory. Losing 5 pounds, that was just the start, man. Then it was 10, then 50. And with every damn pound I shed, I built up this raw, unbreakable confidence. And the more confidence I gained, the more I started saying to myself, fuck these Navy SEALs, man. They can't touch what I'm doing right now. No coach, no trainer, no money. I didn't know shit about how to lose weight. No roadmap. Just grinding, just sacrificing. And as I did, these tools started surfacing. Tools I never even knew I had. But those tools, they wouldn't have shown up if I didn't shove myself into the fire. What fuels me is that I took full ownership of my damn life. I took responsibility to get better. You got a call at 7 a.m. You better believe I've already crushed my workout before that first call. That's my edge, man. It's not about looking good. Fuck that. That's just the garnish, a side effect. The whole game is mental. Everything I preach, everything I live is about building that mentality, becoming your own damn hero, being the best version of yourself so you're not looking up to anybody. Because the worst thing you can do is put someone on a pedestal. When you put someone above you, you're admitting that you can't reach that level. Fuck that. You've got to believe you're on the same level as every person on this planet. It's all mindset. And that mentality, that's what keeps you locked in, keeps you fighting, keeps you moving. It's what keeps you grinding every single day. People forget how badass they are when things get tough, but it's on you, all of it. I'm going to make myself good enough. I'm driven as hell. Obsessed. I want to shove it in the faces of those who doubted me. I'm a damn warrior, here today, here tomorrow, here the next day. I've got this switch, man. When the pain and suffering start piling up, I go to that dark place. Just like in Hell Week, when they're beating me down, I flip it. I take their pain, their suffering, and I flip it right back on them. I take their souls, my mission. I wanted them to go home at night after they threw everything they had at me and realize I was smiling back. I wanted them to know I was thriving in the discomfort they couldn't handle. You don't stop when you're tired, you stop when you're done. What I did and what I need people to understand is that your life, the journey you throw yourself into, that's it. That's everything. The struggle, the grind, the suffering, that's where it's at. And that's all I want people to get. You have to suffer. You have to struggle. The bigger the suffering, the bigger the peace. The bigger the peace, the bigger the struggle, the bigger the relief on the other side. And here's the thing, man, a lot of the shit you're dealing with, that's not even your fault. Why you feel the way you do, why you act the way you do. But let me be clear, nobody's coming to save your ass. You've got to go back to that dark place where it all started, that spot where you got broken, and you've got to dig deep to fix what fucked you up. That's exactly what I did. I said, I'm done with this bullshit. I'm going back and I'm fixing this. I know how to self-motivate. Most people don't have a clue how to do that. They're all about throwing on the headphones, cranking up some hype music before the big moment. But what the fuck do you do when the music stops, bro? When you're out there raw and alone, just you and your own mind. That's where it's at. That's the hard part, man. I told myself, we can't quit. We're going to figure out what's wrong with you. So I put the sword back in the damn fire and I beat it harder and I beat it harder. Over time, I could feel that the brain was getting tougher. I used to stutter. I used to struggle with reading and writing. I was fat. I was insecure. But I beat that out of myself. You can't live like that. You can't live in fear, afraid of what people think, worried about judgment. You can't ignore the work. If you start neglecting your reading, your learning, your workouts, your diet, one of those things slips, and they all slip. And over time, it'll haunt you. You'll start seeing it, damn, I haven't been eating right in a long time. I haven't been sleeping right in a long time. And once you're off track, it just takes one thing to bring it all crashing down. I stay locked in on my eating, my sleep, my disciplines. And if I start slipping even a little, it's a hard fucking stop. What pisses me off these days, watching people die with their potential untouched, believing someone else has it better or was born with more. That mindset is what kills dreams. You need to grind yourself down to a fine powder, man. And when you're burnt out, you find a way to build that shit back up over and over again. That's how you get there. But too many people set these finish lines. They get tired, they stop. Man, nothing gets done without putting in the work. Can't remember the paragraph for this test. Read it again. Still not sticking, write it out. Keep going, keep grinding. And guess what? I got it. I couldn't swim. I'm negative buoyant as hell. Go back again. Struggle, go back again. Do it again. My mind finally figured it out because it knew I wasn't going to quit. For the longest time, I thought working out meant struggle. And I hated struggle. Ran from it my whole damn life. Then I realized I got to start facing the struggle. I got to be mentally tough for it. I'm not training to lift a damn weight. I'm training for life. And what I figured out was that discipline, self-discipline, and a shit ton of repetition doing what you don't want to do over and over builds mental armor. You start to armor your mind. Your mind starts to understand, okay, this guy's serious. We suffer every day. We do shit that sucks every day. So when life comes knocking, you're already ready for it. I had a choice, stay that 300-pound dude spraying for cockroaches, making $1,000 a month, or fail and fail and fail until I made it. Then I started finding self-esteem. That's when shit changed. I stopped caring what people thought. I stopped caring about judgment. Oh, you're going to make fun of me. I didn't give a damn anymore. That's when doors started opening. That's when my life finally flipped. I started working out not to get big, not to get strong, but to build calluses on my damn mind. I had to bury that victim mentality for good. I always saw training as a way to get mentally hard. It looked brutal as hell, people waking up early, grinding day in, day out. It looked like pure misery. And I thought, damn, that's what I need. Not for the muscles, but because that's what will build me up. The shit that looks uncomfortable, the stuff that sucks, that's where I need to be. So I made this long ass list of all the things I didn't want to do. And through that, I found out who I was. You all are out there getting up at 5 a.m., hitting the trails, grinding on the golf course. And I thought, wait a second, I've got something they don't have. That's when I started seeing myself differently from everyone else. I was building this crazy work ethic, and with that, I found self-esteem. I wasn't just some guy looking to lift weights. I was building a weapon. Working out to me always meant struggle. And I ran from struggle my whole life. Then I realized, no, man, I got to face that struggle. I got to get mentally tough for it. That's why I came up with I'm training for life. I'm training for survival, not for trophies, not for awards. I just want to go the distance. What I figured out is that it's all about discipline, self-discipline, and repetition. repeating the same shit day after day, the stuff you hate, the stuff you hate, the stuff you don't want to do. That's how you build mental armor. And after a while, your mind gets it. This guy makes us suffer every damn day. That's what we do. We embrace the suck. So then when life hits you with the hard stuff, you're already built for it. That's how I started to see things shift. I was throwing myself into discomfort every single day. And that became my way of life. When you're in full suffer mode and you refuse to quit, you're forcing your brain to work at a new level to find strength it didn't know it had. But the crazy thing is, eventually, it gets used to it. That's how I prep myself for every next challenge in my life. I don't wallow in my shit for long. I give myself a few minutes. And then it's all right, time to man the fuck up. What's next? This is a skill I trained, a muscle I built, so I'm always prepared to not be a little bitch. Everything I do, I'm not comfortable doing. But when you choose to do something, you've got two choices. You can go in weak, barely make it through, and let that define who you are. Or you can go in as the hardest motherfucker you can possibly be and let that be your reputation. You choose something, you damn well better attack it. Because people are going to remember whether you attacked or held back. I want to be remembered. You can hate me, but you'll never be able to say I didn't go all in. The thing that drove me was knowing I came from nothing. I was in the hardest training in the world, in the worst shape of my life. But I thought, what if I can graduate with these beasts, these gladiators who have it all together? I started that training broken, in pain, and at my lowest. If I could go from being the weakest guy there to one of the hardest sons of bitches to ever live, that's the goal. Only people who've suffered a million times and broken themselves down over and over in their minds are willing to go that route. You got to accept that it's going to hurt, that you're going to suffer, that your body might break, but you're in it. And after 3 months, my stress fracture started to heal. Why? Because I kept running on them. When your mind and body connect and you give yourself no way out, your body says, all right, let's go. My only way out was death. I was either going to be a Navy SEAL or I was going to die trying, period. And my body said, roger that. We depend on people too much. We look for someone to lean on. But if you build that inner accountability, that self-reliance, that unbreakable self, it's not selfish, it's survival. I want people to hear this and realize that they don't have to run 200 miles. They just have to see how far they can push themselves. A lot of what's holding you back isn't even your fault, why you act the way you do, why you feel how you feel. But here's the truth. No one's coming to save your ass. You have to go back to the source of your pain, the thing that broke you, wherever it is. You've got to have the guts to go back and fix what's broken. That's why I told myself, all right, I'm fucked up, but I'm going back to fix this shit. I told myself, you're not quitting. You've got to figure out what's wrong. You're going to keep putting yourself back in the fire harder each time until you fix this shit. And then it started happening. The brain started to harden, started to get tough. I didn't enjoy it, but it was necessary. This isn't about being happy. It's about doing what needs to be done. Every morning I wake up and it's not just about working out. It's about finding that mental edge. Working out has been my tool for mental growth. But let's be clear, I hated cardio. I was nearly 300 pounds twice in my life. You think a guy who's done that likes running or training? Hell no. But I realized one thing, the stuff you don't want to do, that's where the real growth is. That is where you find out what you're made of. I go to that uncomfortable place every single day. Every damn day. I figured out at a young age how to change myself, not because someone showed me, but because I learned it through sheer discipline, through facing the shit I didn't want to do. That's where the power is, doing the hard shit, because you have to. I had to build this shit from scratch. I was terrible at reading, couldn't write for shit, and had learning disabilities stacked against me. It was no joke. So I sat my ass down and started grinding. I spent hours at the table breaking down every word, every sentence, every damn thing. That same drive, the discipline I put into learning poured right over into working out. That's how it all started. At 16, I looked at myself, saw that I was reading at a damn 4th grade level, and thought, all right, this is where the work begins. If I don't push myself, I'll never make it into the military. I needed to pass that test. That was the spark. I started noticing what I call the rucksack in my life. In the military, the rucksack is everything you carry: radios, food, water, whatever you need. That shit's in your pack. It's heavy, but you got to carry it. Growing up, all of us have our own rucksack, our own mental pack. And what's in it? All the crap we pick up along the way, the pain, the trauma, the bullshit people throw at us. Most civilians walk around with their rucksack loaded with everything they're dealing with in life, and they don't even know it's weighing them down. But you have to understand, no matter what went down in your past, no matter who hurt you, who doubted you, who fucked you over, that's all in your pack now. It's all in there, the learning disabilities, the bullying, the lies, the shame, the self-doubt, all of it, and it's heavy as hell. But here's the truth, man. No one's coming back to take that weight off you. No one. It's just you and that person in the mirror. And if you don't look dead on at yourself and own that shit, you'll be stuck in the same place forever. This life is lonely, and on earth, you're on your own. So I created what I call the accountability mirror. Every day I stand in front of it, face myself and say, this is on you. Your dad's not coming back to fix you. No one's coming to heal this shit for you. You've got to own it all. Every piece of what happened to you. Doesn't matter if it's fair or not. Doesn't matter if it makes sense. The past happened and now it's your responsibility to fix it. Because if you keep saying, oh, my dad did this, my mom wasn't there, I got bullied, then you'll live in that victim mindset forever. You'll be stuck in that weight forever. You have to find a way forward, no matter what. And it all starts with the mirror. That accountability mirror is where you break the chains. Look yourself dead in the eye and say, I'm done carrying this weight. You guys out here getting up at 5 a.m., dragging yourselves to run on a damn golf course. And I thought to myself, wait a second, I got something these people don't have. That's when shit clicked for me. I started developing this unbreakable work ethic, grinding every day, no matter what. And through that, I built something even more powerful, self-esteem. Earned self-esteem. And after a while, being uncomfortable became my way of life. I stopped caring about what people thought. I stopped caring if people were going to laugh, doubt, or say, who the hell does he think he is? The second I let that shit go, my life changed slowly but damn sure. Here's the thing, man, when you get to a point where you're truly proud of who you are, nobody can mess with you. It doesn't matter what people say or what happens around you. It doesn't affect you. What do you want in life? Most people don't even know because they're so damn distracted by everything around them. But for me, I got real clear on it because I'm always prepping for the next part of the journey. I don't wallow. When something knocks me down, I give myself maybe a minute to feel it. Then I'm like, all right, man up, what's next? I train myself to think like this. I'm always ready for the next fight. Always prepared for life to throw something else at me. I refuse to be weak. People look at me like, what will you do if you can't run anymore, Goggins? Hell, I'll swim. I'll study. I'll find a way to keep pushing forward. Running isn't my life. Nothing is. I know life can rip things away from you in an instant, so I always keep my mind ready for the next chapter. Because that's what separates the average from the unstoppable, being ready to adapt and refusing to let life turn you into a little bitch. Let me tell you what flipped the switch for me. I started doing this thing I call front loading. See, when I was younger, I was a little piece of shit. Telling myself I'm not good enough. I can't do this. I can't do that. I was living with my head shoved so far up my ass, all I saw was excuses. But the second I yanked my head out and looked around, I realized, man, you can achieve a ton of shit if you just get off your ass, get moving, and make yourself do it. And yeah, now I'm proud of it because this has become my life. This is what I'm built for. But here's the thing, man, when you're pushing yourself to find that next level, trying to find out just how damn far you can go, you don't stay balanced. People talk about balance like it's the holy grail. You need balance, Goggins. That's bullshit. Balance is for people who want average lives. If you want to go hard, if you want to reach places most people will never see, balance ain't what you're looking for. I had a learning disability. Yeah, the physical training, that self-discipline from grinding every day built something inside me that carried over into every part of my life. For most people, studying might take an hour. For me, I'd be at that table for 10 damn hours just to get through the same thing. And that frustration, that was a gift. I talk a lot about the pull-ups, the runs, the records, all the physical stuff, but some of the hardest shit I've done in my life is just sitting down and learning. But I had the mental grit to do it because I woke up every morning in the cold, in the dark, and made myself run, made myself lift, made myself swim. That's the self-discipline that transfers over. It's about fighting the weakness in yourself and your mind. None of this is fun. It's necessary. Every day I wake up, it's not just about the workout. For me, working out is a damn requirement for my mental growth. If I'm not pushing myself every day, people wouldn't believe it. I've been nearly 300 pounds twice in my life. You think someone like that enjoys running? Hell no. But I realized something, those things you hate, Those things you dread, that's where the growth is hiding. And for me, that's the only place I'm going to find growth. So I hit that zone, that uncomfortable place every damn day. I figured out young that if I wanted to change, I needed discipline. No one taught me that. The military didn't teach me that. I had to dig it out of myself. When I started, I had zero discipline, zero self-control. I was horrible at reading and writing. I had so many learning disabilities, it was a joke. But I'd sit down at that table and grind through it, reading, writing, learning, just pounding it out. That translated straight to the discipline I have with working out. That's where it all started. I was 16, reading at a 4th grade level, thinking if I don't figure this out, I'm never getting into the military. And that's when the journey began. Here's the thing, man. Every single thing that's wrong with you has to be a damn focal point. You can't look at this huge list of shit and think, I got to fix all this, man. That's crazy. Hell no. You pick the first damn thing. You say, all right, I want to be smarter. For me, that was it. I had to get more intelligent. My learning disability was brutal. So that's where I started. Then I got tactical. I looked at that one problem and thought, how the fuck am I going to do this? I'm not going to learn like everyone else. I don't have that luxury. So I broke it down, strategized. I had to figure out my strengths and weaknesses. And I thought, all right, let's get to work. How I learned to this day is simple. If I've got a huge manual to study, I hit up the store, buy a stack of spiral notebooks, and I rewrite every damn page, maybe 10 times. When I got that 1,000-page dive manual, I had 18 months before I went to dive school. Most people say, oh, I'm not smart. Let's see if I pass. Nah, man, I knew I wasn't smart. So I asked myself, how the hell am I getting through this? I needed that manual 18 months early because I knew it would take me every damn day of those 18 months to write that thing down, burn it into my brain. So when I got to the test, I didn't just remember the answer. I remembered exactly where on page 71 I saw that shit. That's what you got to do, strategize on every problem. Don't let the list overwhelm you. Pick one, work it, and keep stacking wins. Before you know it, you're chipping away at all that baggage you've been carrying around. But remember, you can't focus on all of them at once. You pick one thing and attack. It starts with that person in the damn mirror. You need to wake the hell up and realize you're on your own now. It doesn't matter what you believe in, God, the universe, whatever the hell it is, but let me tell you, this journey is a lonely one. It all begins with the accountability mirror. You stand there, look yourself dead in the eye, and say, listen up, my dad who beat the hell out of me, he's not coming back. None of that bullshit is coming back. It's time to face myself. You've got to own your story. No more excuses, no more hiding. All those wounds, all that pain, that's yours to carry, and it's time to confront it head on. You're the only one who can fix your life, so stop waiting for someone else to come and save you. It's you against you. Yeah, and that's how it's always been. So step up, own your shit, and start the hard work of turning that pain into power. Look, man, what I done was build a mental wall that nobody could tear down, not even that doctor. I pushed myself to a point most people don't even want to think about. People might call me crazy for this, and you know what? I don't give a damn. That pain, that suffering, that was my confirmation. That's when I knew what the hell I was made of. I didn't want that pain taken from me. Because right there, I realized I'd unlocked something nobody could take away. I wasn't going to forget that feeling, but it opened my eyes to what's possible. That's when I realized, man, I've been underachieving my whole damn life. Yeah, I'm not telling you to go to that place. It's dark, it's dangerous, it's ugly. But sometimes you need to see just how far you can go to really understand yourself. That 19-hour stretch, the hardest, most brutal hours of my life. But it taught me one thing I'll never forget. I got it. When you start achieving things, getting bigger, reaching new heights, you open the floodgates for people to talk shit about every damn thing you do. And then let me tell you, those doing the loudest talking, they're never the ones who've been there. They're down there critiquing from a place where they'll never see the view. You'll never find a hater doing better than you. That's real talk. Here's the thing, man, when life's good, anyone can smile. Anyone can be happy when things are easy. But those dark times, nobody wants to deal with those. Everyone just wants to skip over the pain, avoid the suffering, throw a blanket over that shit and pretend it's all good. But let me tell you something that's bullshit. You don't find real peace by dodging your demons. You've got to go into that hell, face everything that broke you, and come out on the other side. That's why I'm not putting on some fake ass smile. I'm here to make you uncomfortable. Because to find peace, you've got to go to war with yourself. This journey I'm on is real as fuck. It's going to rip you out of your comfort zone so hard, you won't even know who you are by the end of it. Look, man, when you quit, your mind locks the hell up. That's what it does. Once you decide I'm done, your mind says, all right, we're out. It's game over. But if you dig in and say, hell no, I'm drowning, I'm suffering, I'm broken, but I'm not going anywhere. That's when you hit that 40% mark. Your mind's like, shit, he's not leaving. We're stuck here. Time to expand, time to figure this out. That's the real power of refusing to quit. It forces your brain to operate on a level it's not used to. Those doors in your mind you never even touch, they start to open. But you don't get that by sitting on your ass in a comfy chair, sipping water, talking about what you might do someday. The 40% kicks in when you're in the damn trenches, refusing to back down. And that's how you make your mind strong as hell for when it really matters. Look, man, you could be a badass and still forget it when you're in the middle of some hard shit. That's why I reach into what I call the cookie jar. When I'm at my breaking point, I go in there and I pull out reminders of all the times I've been through hell and survived. Like, all right, I made it through 3 damn hell weeks. I endured Ranger School. I survived shit people wouldn't believe. It's a reminder of everything I've been through, every scar I've earned alone. The cookie jar is about saying you've done harder shit than this, so get through it. I know where I'm at today and I know exactly where I came from. I built this person you're looking at out of nothing but scraps and grit. I wasn't taught how to do this. No one handed me a damn manual on how to build a warrior out of thin air. I didn't have a guide. I just had life beating the shit out of me and I started piecing it together bit by bit. I wanted to see just how far I could take this, and I realized I didn't want to be the best among average people. Hell no, I wanted to keep pushing along after the average guy taps out. A lot of guys, they hit one big goal, they think they're kings, and then they get soft. They wonder, why am I getting weak? Why am I losing my edge? Because once you hit the top, once you tell yourself you're good, that's when you start sliding. You want to know what kills more people than failure: comfort. That's the enemy. It's full of people who got that one win and thought they could coast forever. They're one-hit wonders, man. They cracked the door open once, got a taste of success, and then fell right back into mediocrity. They didn't build another mountain to climb. They just stayed on the damn plateau. You want to be the best, you better start building another mountain the second you hit the top of the last one. Because once you think you're good, once you think you've made it, you're done. These people hit the gym, they get all jacked, look like Greek gods, running fast and lifting big. But here's the truth, man. They're just putting a shiny coat on a weak mind. All they're building is a bigger, stronger quitter. Their bodies are beasts, but the second life hits hard. They crumble like paper. They sit there shocked. Why am I falling apart? I'm so damn fit. Because that big old body of yours doesn't mean shit if your mind's still soft. Life didn't just hit me. It beat the absolute hell out of me. I was down, knocked out in the 12th round of a 15-round heavyweight fight. But I didn't stay down. I got up and I trained my mind, body, and spirit to become one unstoppable force. Life's going to throw all kinds of punches, especially if you've been through the grind, and if you're not ready for it mentally and physically, you're done. And if you're done, you're no good to anyone. When we suffer, we forget how damn tough we really are. And that's exactly what suffering is a test. It's not some punishment, it's life's way of seeing what you're made of. Suffering shows you who you really are. Most people don't even have a clue how far they can go because they're trapped by these small, safe horizons in their minds. I'm the perfect example. I came from a tiny town in Indiana with a handful of black families. Most people there thought, hey, if I get a job at the Great Dane plant and buy a house next to my mom, I've made it. That's all they knew. People trap themselves in these tiny boxes in their heads. They don't see beyond what they grew up with. But I found a way to dream, to look outside those 4 walls. Dreaming is important, but listen, man, don't make that dream your master. Don't just sit around fantasizing without action, letting that dream control you. The problem is most people sit back and dream about being an athlete, a Navy SEAL, or an astronaut, but that's all it is, a dream. They don't back it up with the hard, dirty work. Their dream owns them. But when you break out of that comfort, when you step up and put in the work, that's when you find out what you're really made of. That's when your dream stops being your master and starts being your mission. That's when you become who you're truly destined to be. When you own that dream, that's when you say, I want to be a Navy SEAL. And you don't just say it for show. You commit like a damn warrior, all right. I got to drop 106 pounds in 3 months. The dream stops being some fairy tale. Yeah, it's real and it's gritty. The dream itself fades away, and what's left, a brutal list of shit you've got to handle. Wake up early, hit the workouts, eat clean, push harder, suffer more. That's when you stop being a slave to the dream and start mastering it. You put in the work. And here's the thing, man, most people just sit around fantasizing, but when that alarm goes off at 4 a.m., they let the dream slip away. They hit snooze, they roll over. They're not ready to pay the price. They're still thinking like dreamers. But when you're truly in it, when you own that damn dream, you hear that alarm and say, hell yeah, let's get after it. You get up and you execute. You're no longer dreaming, you're building. I'm the hardest working motherfucker who doesn't need to brag about it. Look, man, I don't take a damn day off, not one. First thing in the morning, it's go time. You have to earn that confidence, and every single day, it's a battle. You're either gaining it or losing it. There's no standing still. Look, man, the confidence is right there in the mirror. You wake up, look yourself dead in the eye. Do you like what you see? If you don't, if you see a lazy, out of shape quitter staring back, guess what? That's exactly how your day's going to play out. So I get my ass up and I get to work. I shed calories. I light my mind on fire. I get those damn adrenals going. Every day I'm running, lifting, grinding. This isn't about looking good. It's about earning my damn respect. People love to set these weak ass finish lines. They're comfortable thinking, I'll stop when I'm tired. Nah, that's not how it works. I don't stop when I'm tired. I stop when I'm fucking done. That's why back then I didn't set goals. I didn't need goals. I had a damn to-do list. Because if you don't have that drive, if you're not checking shit off every day, you're just going to fade out, become a ghost in your own damn life. Your brain is the deadliest weapon on this planet. But if you can't control it, game over. You have to grab that thing and tell it, this is where we're going. And this is how we're getting there. You've got to be the boss of your own mind or you're done. So don't just sit there dreaming, get up, get it done, and own your life. And here's the thing, man, you've got to find something to believe in, even if it's only yourself. I'm not saying don't believe in God or whatever you hold close, but when it comes to finding greatness, it's got to come from inside you. I might give you the spark, but if you're not willing to look in that mirror and confront yourself, you'll never see it. You've got to get quiet, shut up, sit alone, and dig deep. Look at your soul, your mind, your abilities, and find what's in there. You can't find it outside. You won't get it from a book, a video, or even me. It's on you to look for it. So start that damn journey. And that journey starts with figuring out why the hell you're on this planet. Why are you here? If you don't know that, you're going to be wandering, lost, asking why for the rest of your life. The problem with most people, they hide from the truth. They don't want to see what's real. They don't want to tell it like it is. Sometimes the best damn thing you can do for someone is look them in the eye and say, listen, brother, you're a piece of shit. That honesty, that's what lights the fire to change. You want to accomplish something, there's no shortcut. You're struggling to memorize something, read it again. Didn't stick, read it again. Still not there, write it out. Keep hitting that wall until it breaks. Can't swim, get back in the water. Sink again, go back again and again until you figure it out. That's how it's done. You don't stop when it's hard. You don't stop when you're tired. You stop when you've earned it. That's the only way. I figured out one thing. If I keep going back again and again, my mind's going to have no choice but to say, all right, this crazy motherfucker isn't stopping. It's going to figure it out. I used to think working out was just more struggle, and I'd run from it. Same way I ran from every tough thing in my life. But then it hit me, if I want to own my life, I can't keep running. I've got to face every bit of that struggle. So yeah, I'm training for life mentally, not for lifting 400 pounds. I'm training to survive and thrive through whatever life throws at me. I had to invent a version of me who could take any pain, any judgment, and any obstacle. I built that guy through suffering. Door after door, I kept pushing. And with every door I opened, I realized something, my potential was limitless. That's when my mindset flipped. My biggest fear, getting to the end of this life and having to sit across from some higher power and realize I left a damn mountain of potential on the table. I want God to look at me and say, you blew past every limit I set. You did more than I even imagined. That's the kind of life I'm grinding for. That's how I live. I know now there's no cap on the human mind, none. The only cap is the one we put on ourselves. Every single one of us starts at zero with pain. And mediocrity is everywhere you look because everyone's trying to find the easy way out. People ask, how do you stay hungry all the time? Simple. I don't sit back and get comfortable. Most people hit a big goal, they reach the top of a mountain, and then they stop. They get weak and wonder why they lost their edge. Here you get to the top, and then what, you start coasting. And that's where the decline begins. You're only as good as what you're doing right now. There are a lot of people with fancy resume at one great moment, then they stopped. Got a fat paycheck, got their glory, and now they're just comfortable. That's mediocrity. What are you doing today? Tomorrow, the day after that? I don't give a damn about your theories. I want to hear from people who've walked through hell and kept going, who have knowledge from suffering, not textbooks. That's the real knowledge, the kind that made you sick, that pushed you to the edge. Because on the other end of that suffering is a place almost nobody reaches. It's a different world on the other side of pain. That's where you find yourself. Not here in comfort. You've got to get to the other side. When I ran that 100-mile race, 24 hours of running, I hit something else at 19 hours in. I found a part of myself I didn't even know was there. There's a whole world in your mind you'll never see unless you push yourself there. Look, man, we all have something that eats at us. Every damn person on this planet is insecure about something. And when you're in pain, even if it's physical, those mental demons start creeping up. Those dark places, the shit life has thrown at you, it all surfaces. And most people quit, not because they can't handle the physical, but because they don't have the mental tools to break through to the other side. You want to know who you really are. Get through that suffering, face those demons, and come out the other side. That's the only way. Look, man, most folks don't want to hear this shit. You got to ask yourself one brutal question. Why the hell are you even doing this in the first place? You think you're out here on this grind cause it sounds good. Nah, that's where most people get it twisted. They're out here trying to chase some image, living off some soft ass dream they cooked up in the comfort of a 72-degree house, watching Navy SEALs on TV saying, oh, I could do that. Bullshit. See, the problem is your mind ain't built to take the pain. It's comfortable. It loves the easy road, loves that fake applause and every pat on the back that tells you what you want to hear. But that shit, that's not what builds the beast. That's not what makes you better. Real growth, the kind that lasts, comes when you're out there stripping down to the bones, hearing the hard truth, hearing what you need to hear to level the hell up. But most people say, nah, I'm good. That's the voice of mediocrity. People ask, why the fuck do you still do this? Why are you still grinding? Because it's not about me anymore. You want to sit in this chair, tell people how to live, how to push through their darkest hours, then you better be living that shit every damn day. You want to inspire, you got to walk the damn walk. I don't care how early it is, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., I'm up, setting the damn example. That's the grind. You got people watching, looking up to you. This ain't about you anymore. You're on borrowed time. Yeah, and you owe it back. God gave you every damn tool you needed. Now it's time to pay it forward. You're not just doing this for you. You're out here to show others what's possible. That's why you get up before dawn while everyone else is dreaming. That's why you're busting your ass to set the standard. People always wonder, how do you stay so damn hungry? You don't get it. I don't sit on my ass and ride the wave just because I finished something. I don't give a damn about a resume or a one-time win. That's for average people. Look, man, if you hit the top of the mountain, what are you doing next? Sitting there looking down saying, I'm good now. That's the moment you start sliding backward, slipping into mediocrity. And mediocrity, that's the death of greatness. The slow fade into becoming just another used to be. If you want to be relentless, to reach a level that's beyond what the average mind can even grasp, you got to stop sitting on your past wins. Stop telling yourself you're good enough. Every mountain has a higher peak and every victory is just a step. You don't get to coast. You don't get to sit back. You got to be building every damn day. Because if you're not out there pushing, grinding, getting uncomfortable, then what the hell are you even doing? Look, man, I never went deep, never looked in that dark, nasty place inside and asked, what the fuck is making you weak? Why are you scared? Why do you keep running away? That's why I was always running back to square one, lost as hell when life hit hard. That's why I don't play like these other motivational folks, pushing theories and book knowledge. I didn't read some bullshit manual, I lived it. I put myself through the damn fire over and over. Like forging a sword, you don't just heat it once and call it a day. You keep jamming it back in the fire, you pound it into shape, and then you do it again and again. That's how you get a blade that can cut through anything. And that's me now. I became that hardened weapon. I told myself, you can't keep fucking quitting. You got to face what's broken inside. So I threw that sword myself back into the fire and beat the hell out of it until it wasn't weak anymore. And bit by bit, I could feel my mind getting harder. I'd wake up and I was armoring myself piece by piece every damn day. So when I get out in the world, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. I don't wake up late. I don't scramble around. I don't hit the day unprepared because I know the world's waiting to punch me in the mouth. And let me tell you, there's an art to taking that hit. You got to build belief in yourself. You got to armor up with confidence every single day. Then you got these so-called motivational speakers out here. It's a joke. They'll say, wake up, pound your chest, scream at the mirror. All right, good luck with that shit. You want to be unstoppable. You don't get there by chanting in the mirror. You get there by putting yourself in the furnace, letting it burn you down, then coming out harder, stronger, and ready to throw down with whatever life throws at you. What keeps me locked in, what gives me the unshakable edge is my everyday resume, the real work I've done, the battles I've won with my damn self. Ain't about fake-ass motivational chest thumping in the mirror. I don't need that because I got the scars, the calluses on my mind and on my hands to back it up. That's my proof. Most people, they sit back and talk about wanting to be a sports star, a SEAL, an astronaut. But that's all it is talk. They let the dream own them. They're its puppet. But the moment you take control is when you say, I'm going to be a SEAL, and you back it up with, I'm about to lose 106 pounds in 3 months. And no excuses. You stop staring at the dream and start grinding on the damn details. Do this, fix that, work here, don't quit there. That's how you become the master of the dream. Here's what happens to most people, though that alarm clock rings at 4 a.m. and they're like, maybe tomorrow. That's when they lose. See, for me, it wasn't just about running miles or lifting weights. I had to fix my brain. I had to get smarter, had to face down a brutal learning disability. I couldn't read for shit, but I didn't sit around feeling sorry for myself. I made a damn plan. How was I going to learn? I couldn't do it like everybody else. So I made my own damn system. Grabbed a stack of spiral notebooks from the store and broke that shit down my way. Had to rewrite every page 10 times, whatever it took. And that's how I still get it done to this day. Because real work, it doesn't care about talent, background, or whatever bullshit limits you think you got. You show up, you stay relentless, and you work that dream like you own it. And that's how you break out to that tiny ass box most people never escape. So here's the thing, man. I got my hands on this 1,000-page dive manual 18 months before I was even set to step foot in dive school. Yeah, most people would look at that monster of a book and say, shit, I'm not smart enough for this. I'll just wing it when the test comes. But that wasn't going to cut it for me. I knew I wasn't the smartest guy in the room. So I had to ask myself, how the hell am I going to get through this? How can I tackle this beast? I got that damn book early because I knew I'd have to grind through it like no one else would. I wrote down each page over and over, drilling that shit into my brain. By the time I hit that test, I'd written each line so many damn times I could close my eyes and see it. I could tell you where that answer was, right down to the page number. That's the kind of work it took. That's how I did it. When life's throwing problems at you, you can't just go and swinging at all of them at once. You got to break it down. You strategize on each problem one at a time until you crush it. People look at the mountain and get paralyzed by how steep it is. But if you're smart, you're not looking at the whole damn thing. You're focused on the next step. Fix one thing at a time. And before you know it, you've handled the whole damn mountain. Look, man, most people are out here afraid as hell. They're up there saying, I'm scared of this. I'm insecure about that. I've been this way all my life. I stutter. I can't read well. I'm out of shape. I hate how I look. You can't live like that. You can't live in constant fear, giving a damn about what everyone else thinks. You let that shit rule you and it'll eat you alive. And listen, if you're out here ignoring your health, your mind, your discipline, that shit catches up. You skip one workout, then another, and before you know it, your whole routine's gone. Same with eating right, same with sleep. You can neglect it all, but eventually you'll pay. And when that bill comes due, it's going to mess you up. That's why I stay locked in. I'm relentless about my sleep, my diet, my discipline, because I know if I get too far off, it's a hard stop. And nothing pisses me off more than seeing people die without ever reaching their potential. They get stuck thinking they were dealt a shitty hand, like the tools they got weren't good enough. But they never learned that it doesn't matter what you were given, it matters how damn hard you grind. You got to grind yourself down into a fine powder if that's what it takes. Then you take that dust and you build yourself back up again. And you do it over and over. I don't skip a day. There are no days off. I don't talk about it. I just do it. So every morning, first thing, you got to build up that confidence. Every single day you're gaining or losing ground on yourself. You're never just holding steady. If you don't like what you see in the mirror, that's where your day starts. If you wake up feeling like shit, looking like shit, that's exactly how the world's going to see you too. So get up, break a sweat, burn some calories, get those adrenals firing, get your mindset, get yourself ready, and take on the damn day. Every damn day I'm running, I'm working out. Every single day. People out here, they set up these fake ass finish lines, but that's not how I live. I got a rule. I don't stop when I'm tired. I stop when I'm done, period. Nothing in life gets done without hard work. I don't give a shit if you can't remember the material to pass the test or if you're struggling to make the cut in the military. You read it, don't get it, read it, don't get it, read it again. Not clicking, write it out. Can't swim, go back in that damn water again and again and again till you get it. Your mind will eventually say, okay, he ain't stopping, so we better learn. Stay hard.